Hi, today's good person to know is Alison Battisby. She's social media consultant, copywriter and blogger, and her talk is on image-centric marketing. We all add images when we post on social media, but how many of us think about it from a strategic point of view? Well, Alison recommends that we do, and she knows exactly what she's talking about because she's got an impressive list of past and present clients who hire her for that very purpose. Alison says that we're most likely to be drawn to an image if it's with a person in it and one that we've never seen before, and that brands have cottoned on to, and that's why their images are now friendly. Alison gives excellent tips and advice throughout this video, such as why you should add an image in a tweet, dimension sizes for Facebook and Twitter so that you can get the very best out of the space available, what images work and what don't. And in Twitter, you can now add 4 images and explains how you can do that. She says think about how it's going to appear in your newsfeed, and she told us what tools she uses and how to get the very best out of Twitter cards now that they've incorporated a call to action button which links directly to your website. Alison briefly spoke about competitions, Vine videos, Instagram and Facebook advertising as well. This is a hugely practical video which I hope you enjoy, so thank you for watching.
About me, I'm a freelance social media consultant. These are some of my clients, past and present. I do a lot of training and a lot of strategy, so hopefully I can give you some good nuggets of information this evening. One of the biggest trends in social media at the moment is image-centric marketing. So that's what I've decided to talk about today. Most of you are probably thinking, okay, yeah, I use images in social media, but do you think about them strategically? The first things I'd recommend you do is what I call the Facebook newsfeed test. So tonight when you go home and you log into Facebook, scroll down your newsfeed as fast as you can and stop at the first image that catches your eye. It will be an image with a person in it, and it will be an image that's completely unique. You'll have never seen it before. So those are 2 really good tips that I'd encourage to use in your Facebook marketing. One of the trends that I'm starting to find in Facebook is that brands are trying to post images that look like your friend posted it. When we look at Twitter, Twitter has recently started to include images and videos within the newsfeed as well. And this is something that not a lot of people are taking full advantage of. Adding an image, to your tweets will improve retweets by 94%. One of the things that I would really recommend to you is getting your dimensions right. So in Facebook, the dimensions here are 1,200 pixels by 1,200. By cropping your image correctly, you're making sure that you're getting the most out of the space available to you. Unfortunately, I just don't find this image that engaging. The reason is there's a lot of white space and there's a lot of grey space at the sides there. So they're really not taking that much advantage of the space that they've got. The other thing that I'd say is that I'd much rather see those preserved lemons out on a delicious plate rather than the actual packaging. That's something that I've probably seen before, whereas Old El Paso here went for a lovely picture of some fajitas and included their hashtag Fajita Friday, which is something they use across their marketing. If we look at Twitter, the dimensions that you need for an image are 440 by 220. These dimensions tend to change from time to time, so if you're ever unsure about it, just Google it, and there's always up-to-date articles which tell you the exact dimensions. Waitrose here have used a delicious picture of some vegetable kebabs, but my tip would be test out this new feature where you can add up to 4 images in Twitter and they'll nicely arrange them for you. So upload 1 photo and it will turn into a TwitPic link. If you just keep going and keep adding, it will allow up to 4. So just a few other examples of how you might use images around promoting your events. Secret Cinema are really good at posting beautiful images that include loads and loads of people at their event, enjoying their event, and basically having an amazing time. And that picture just makes you want to be there and it makes you want to be part of it. So if you are promoting an event, make sure you've got tons of images of people having a great time at your event that you can use in future promotions as well. So I'd really encourage you to think about how your image will look in the newsfeed and whether or not you've got all of the right elements to make people retweet, click, share. A new favourite tool of mine is called Canva. Basically, you can start to create your own images. They've got loads of free stock images you can use as backgrounds. They've got loads of different fonts. Really easy to mock up your own images for Twitter. But they also do things like Facebook cover images. And they will do them exactly the right dimensions that you need. And it's so easy to use as well. I'd really recommend checking that one out. Twitter cards will allow you to improve your tweet by adding a bit more rich media to your tweet. So you can have an image, you can have a video, and you can have these really nice call to action buttons, which will click straight through to your website. So I just did this one this morning. And they're really easy to mock up. Basically just Google Twitter cards and you'll find the instructions. What you may need to do is have access to the Twitter ads dashboard. Now that's actually free to do, and all you need to do is put in your login details. So that's a little tip tonight that I'll give you. Make sure you've got access to the Twitter ads dashboard. You don't have to commit to spending any money or put your credit card in, but it will allow you to create these Twitter cards. And another thing it will allow you to do, which I only discovered last week, is you can schedule tweets with the image as well. So the image will automatically open in the newsfeed on Twitter once you schedule it. Competitions, I think that's a really, really great way to encourage people to come along to your event, giving away free tickets or giving away a product that's relevant to your event. Vine videos, really awesome at events, I think, because you can give people a flavour of what it's like being at your event. You could maybe give some people some tips on how to prepare for your event, what they're going to need at your event, who's going to be speaking at your event. They're really easy to do and they're free. Instagram, really, really growing in popularity. Should be launching their ad platform later on this year in the UK, so we'll keep our ears open for that one. And then Facebook advertising. I think that's a classic marketing strategy that you guys can use with any budget. You could market something for £20 if you wanted to, and it allows you to target any aspect of somebody's Facebook profile. So you could target people based in a 10-mile radius of an area, you could target people that have an interest in a certain brand, or you could target people of specific ages and locations, and those adverts will appear in their newsfeeds. Simplicity is key. You have to think about the terms and conditions as well. So Twitter states that you must link to terms and conditions at least once during the whole entirety of your campaign. So even if it's a 3-month competition, you just do one link back to your terms and conditions on your website, that's fine. In your terms and conditions, you can just Google Twitter terms and conditions and there's loads. But I make sure it states exactly how you enter, exactly what the prize is, and that you reserve the right to cancel the competition, pick the winner, those sorts of things. It's a really good website that I've started to use called Iconosquare. It's a free website and it allows you to completely manage your Instagram through a web browser. So you can track comments, you can run competitions, and you can regram really easily, and it's free at the moment. Iconosquare, I-C-O-N-O Square. Twitter Counter is another free one. I mean, there's tons. Sprout Social I use. Buffer as well, which came up earlier, can tell you sort of how many people are clicking on your links that you're posting, and Hootsuite can do that as well. But what I tend to do sometimes is just Google best free tools for social media, and someone's written a blog, so then you go and try them all out.